like no one's gonna mess with me, right? I come from a long line of nerds, I think. Maybe. Please, our baby. If Rich can do this, I can do this. If Rich can do this, I can. Hey you guys, welcome to our channel. My name is Sarah and this is Rich and Sarah Learning as We Grow. And today we're talking about 50 things about me. I feel so awkward sharing 50 things about me. Not because I mind sharing with you guys, because I love to share with you guys, but I just can't imagine that anybody would want to sit and hear 50 things about me. I don't even want to hear 50 things about me. When Rich and I first said, hey, that sounds like a great idea, we'll each do our 50 things about each other, I thought, yeah, that'd be fine. And then as the time got closer and closer and closer, I was like, you know what, I think you should do your video first. And Rich was like, sure, I'll do it. And then my turn came and I'm just kind of like, as much of a ham as I can be on camera, and I sing and I dance and Aunt Glenda comes out. I am kind of shy when it comes to talking just like about me, like sharing facts about me. I am doing this in hopes that one day our great grandchildren will stumble upon this little old YouTube channel, Rich and Sarah, their great grandparents, and they'll say, hey, how cool is that? I never knew my grandma liked pistachio ice cream. And make sure you hit that red subscribe button. And also, we want to share and learn about 50 things about you, our viewers. You guys have your own YouTube channels, some of you. We would love you guys to tag us in your video. Let us know you did. All right, you guys, number one, I'm an only child. Don't turn off your camera yet. I know you want to because you're like, only child. But honestly, I feel like I'm a nice only child and I'm not super self-centered. I mean, maybe a little bit, not a ton, but I am an only child. My parents only had me, which is kind of nice because when you need a babysitter, they're grandma and grandpa, and guess what? They don't have any other grandkids, so mine are kind of it. In all seriousness, I am an only child because my parents actually had a little boy before they had me. His name was Robert, and he was named after my grandpa, who is my mom's dad, and my little Robbie was named after my mom's dad and my brother. I like to think that I have a big brother watching over me in heaven. So I'm an only child here on earth, but I know someday when I go to heaven that I'll get to meet my big brother Robert, and that is so exciting to me. I used to be an elementary school teacher before I became a stay-at-home mom and wife and homeschool mom like years ago, and I started my first teaching job when I was 22 years old, and I taught second grade, and I'm still so close to that group of second graders, that my first class, my first babies, and I loved it. It was a great year. I was working on my master's that year. I feel that like since I was a little girl, I was just born to be a teacher. I have a passion for education and learning and younger children and teaching younger children, and so it's just always been a dream of mine. And now I feel like my dream can't possibly get any better because I get to homeschool my own kids, and it's pretty amazing. All right, you guys. This one's super embarrassing. I don't know why I'm leaning in to tell you guys this. I was in a beauty pageant once. What? Yes, like hard to believe, many years ago when I was in college. I was in a beauty pageant my senior year. I went to the University of Laverne in Laverne, California. Go Leopards. They were doing a beauty pageant for Miss Laverne, and so I made it to the final four, and I actually really only did it because they were offering a substantial amount of scholarship money to help get you through school. And so I thought, heck yeah, I'll totally try out for it, and I'll get to sing on stage and dance. It'll be great. So I tried out for it, and I made it down to the final four, and then I made it to runner-up. I did not win the beauty pageant, but I still won $2,000, and that was a-okay with me. I am a military wife. I seriously knew at some point Mr. Macy was gonna join us. Did you have to join us now? Did you? Yes, he's so sweet, he's our baby. When I was in 6th grade, I won the 6th grade science fair. And this is so embarrassing that it was a really cool thing to win, but I remember telling my mom and dad that I didn't think the boys in school would like me if I won the science fair, because I thought it was kind of nerdy to be in a science fair, let alone win the science fair. I mean, right? I was a candy striper all throughout junior high and high school. My favorite ice cream is pistachio ice cream. I get it from my grandpa, I know. I was extremely close to my mom's parents, my grandma and grandpa, my grandpa Robert and my grandma Vera. Again, that's who our little Robbie is named after as well. And both my grandparents passed away from colon cancer before I was even like 12 years old. So the memories I have with them are all as a little child, but they are such strong memories, and they're just amazing people. And I strive every day to try to be half the person that they were. Well, I met Rich when I was 17 years old and in high school at Maranatha High School in Pasadena, California. He was the new boy in town. All the girls liked him. I bet you he didn't tell you guys all this in his 50 things about him. All the girls liked him. Everybody wanted to meet him, and I like to think that I won the prize. My favorite kind of animal is an alpaca. I don't know why, I've always liked it. And not just because they're like trendy now, I have like always liked alpaca. Like I've told Rich for years that I would love to have an alpaca farm. I would show you our schoolroom right now because it's filled with alpaca paraphernalia, but I'm not gonna show you. When I was a child, my parents had pet chickens for me, and they were actually laying hens, and we would use their eggs for making fresh bread once a week and cakes and all sorts of things. And I have wonderful childhood memories of running around the backyard with a group of chickens, and I kind of feel like we need to get some chickens. Rich, we need to get some chickens. The boys need chickens. I also grew up with turtles because my father was the president of the Tortuga Society for the San Gabriel Valley chapter.
Nerd!
I come from a long line of nerds, I think. Maybe. I'm just now realizing this. I would love to buy an RV or like a big school bus and like turn it into a house and just like go off the grid and just travel for like a whole year and just give the kids schooling in the bus or schooling in the RV. And I have told Rich this, I'm not kidding you guys, like at least once every 2 months, I'm like, let's just get rid of everything. Let's buy a bus and just go. Let's just go explore all the national parks and explore everything and just go around the country. Like I feel such freedom with that. I think that is just amazing. I don't know if we'll ever do it, but maybe we'll end up being like Rich and Sarah, learning as we travel. I don't know. You guys stay tuned. This is something I don't think you would maybe guess, because every time I tell somebody I have this, they act so surprised. But I actually have my concealed weapons and handgun license. Yep, that's right. Story time. So when Rich was in flight school in Pensacola, Florida, we lived like 20 to 30 minutes away from Mobile, Alabama. And I had this friend, and the two of us, she was another Marine wife, and the two of us decided, gosh darn it, we were gonna get our concealed weapons handgun license. We were gonna go shooting on the range with our Marine husbands. We were not gonna be the only two women that didn't know how to shoot. And so, darn it, our husbands were gone for a weekend, and we signed up for classes with Captain Ron Biermunder, who taught people how to get their concealed handgun license. And so we took a 2-day course, and then we went out on the range in Alabama and started shooting, and it was pretty amazing. Like, I don't hunt or anything, but I feel empowered just knowing that I have that like no one's gonna mess with me, right? I love to karaoke. Like I'm gonna act like I act like I don't, like I'd act like, oh no, don't give me the mic, but I love it. I married my first and only boyfriend, my high school sweetheart, and to this day, Richard Christensen, you are still the love of my life and my best friend. And you're the first person that I want to tell when something happy or exciting or joyous happens, and you're the first person I want to run to console me when something sad or unfair or unjust or bad happens. And I just love that you're my perfect person. When I was in high school, I had my first job as a hostess at Applebee's. Do you guys know Applebee's? Yep, I was a hostess there for about a year, and then I went on to work at Blockbuster Video. And that is so crazy because we drove by the old Blockbuster Video the other day by my parents' house in Monrovia, and Robbie was like, we were like, oh, that's where Mommy used to work. That was my first job. I rented out videotapes to people, and Robbie was like, what is a videotape? And people had a store, and they like went and they didn't just get it on demand. Yes, son, you think we were born with all this internet? No. I love to oil paint. When I first started college, I originally thought about becoming a nurse, like an RN, and then I slowly realized all the math that had to take place and biochemistry, and the nursing idea just floated away and the teaching idea floated on. When I was in junior high school, President Bill Clinton came to our city because our town got voted the All-American City, and they had a group of girls and boys from our show choir that they asked to sing for President Clinton when he came to our town. And I was one of the kids that was chosen to sing for him, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Either way, I can just say like I was able to sing for a president. I was a Daisy, a Brownie, and a Girl Scout. My favorite book is Little Women, and to go along with that, I dressed up as Louisa May Alcott for Halloween one year. She's the author of Little Women, and I am kind of a nerd. My favorite movie of all time is Father of the Bride. I have not done this in a while, but I absolutely love to host themed dinner parties. It
really?
makes me so excited. So if I could live in any time period, I think I would choose the 1950s, and really solely based just on the clothing. I mean, the dresses were amazing, and like people had class, and men wore like smoking jackets, and something about that era and the clothing and the way people carried themselves is just like, okay, I love to cook. I enjoy it so much. I will say that since having kids, it's probably become a little bit of less of an art for me, but I still love to do it. And oh my gosh, I just love to throw on like Ella Fitzgerald and just pour a glass of wine and just cook for the enjoyment of cooking. It's like therapy. I absolutely love it. Going along with cooking, I actually got to meet Paula Deen. My favorite color is pink. It's my signature color. I love Italian food and Mexican food. If I could visit anywhere in the world, I would definitely go to Europe. I actually started blogging years ago, about 9 or 10 years ago when Rich and I first got married, before we started vlogging. So we had a blog first, and the purpose of it was to share our military adventures with our family. So it was actually called The Christensen's Camelot, and it's still there out on the internet. I love sweet tea. We lived in the South for a long time, and I love sweet tea. I prefer the outdoors to being inside. I grew up owning wiener dogs, Matilda and Heidi. Those were our 2 little dogs. In middle school, I was obsessed with the movie Clueless. Whatever. Rich and I are both totally foodies. Like, we love to eat off food trucks and to find like a new cool little spot that's like not super well known. I love to talk about politics, and I get really involved with politics. I actually took a class in college called War in the Media and Politics, and it was a great class, and it's what sparked my interest in all sorts of political books and political ideas, and a lot of times for fun I like to read political books and biographies. My favorite teacher was my first grade teacher, Mrs. Robertson, and I actually was able to student teach in her classroom when I became a teacher myself. I'm addicted to Cheez-Its. I know, they're so bad for you, but they taste so good. I love to wear yoga pants and Ugg boots. I mean, I think I could totally be a mountain girl because yoga pants and Ugg boots, come on. I love musical theater. I'm always up to go see a good musical, to watch a musical on TV, you name it. I have this obsession with going to Ireland, and it all stemmed from the first time I saw the movie P.S. I Love You with Rich. I've seen it a dozen times, but something about just seeing how beautiful Ireland looked and how lush and green, and I don't know, the culture and the people, and I totally want to go to Ireland. My birthday's April Fool's Day. Yep, no joke. I love to do makeup and hair, and all throughout high school, that was like my thing. My favorite store to shop at is Target. It's addicting, and I have to set a limit or I'll be in trouble. My first car was a Toyota Tacoma truck. I'm a truck girl. I love trucks. If I didn't have children to carry in and out of cars, I would totally have a truck right now. I took my driver's license exam 3 times before I passed. I passed on the 3rd try. 3 times, you guys. That's so bad. 3 times.
Rich is like so amazing. I think he's been working out lately. Oh, he is so handsome, but I'm not gonna let him know. I'm so glad he picked me.
Alright, you guys, we thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to check out Rich's 50 things about him. I'll leave the link in the comments below, and we hope you choose to subscribe to our channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we will see you back here mañana. Bye, guys. Alright, babe, it's all done. What do you think?
Yours is so good. It's so much better than mine.
I know.
Ah.